Good morning, everybody. I was having some technical difficulties this morning. It looks a little gloomy out, so my reception was bad. I was trying to sit in my truck. I was going to do the video in my truck before I start my walk. But however, good morning, and thank you all for joining in. For those of you that are going to join in while this video is going on, and for those of you that are going to join in after, I greatly appreciate your time, your support with watching my videos. And I hope that something that I share with you all is going to be motivating, empowering, inspiring. It's going to keep you encouraged through the times that we're experiencing right now, and that you'll be able to share this experience and your empowerment, encouraging, and inspiring words to someone else as well, to keep them on a good level, on a good path too. So now, we're talking about everything that's going on in this world. You know, I don't really know what to tell you guys. I'm baffled by everything. I'm shocked by everything that's going on. I know this climate change is real. And as we can see, it is like wreaking havoc in our world, the world that we know of. States are getting hit with floods in New York that normally don't flood. The hurricanes is just going crazy. The weather that was here in Texas before I moved here, the rain, the snow that they got, the damage that they got here, and just all over. Louisiana's getting hit. Like, oh my gosh, it's just disastrous for them and for every state that's going through these different types of changes. I can remember back in Wisconsin, when I lived there back in 2010, 2011, we got hit with snow back to back to back. It was like one day it would be 12 inches. The next day it would be, maybe 1 or 2 days after, it might be 4 inches, 6 inches of snow. That year, the weatherman said we got almost 100 inches of snow. And that wasn't even, the winter wasn't even over with. So I look at it like climate issues have been going on for years. And it's not like it's something that's just starting. But if you look back even in your state, so where you live at, and think about how you maybe gotten a lot more snow than what you normally would get, maybe more rain than what you normally would get in your state. Because each state has their own natural disasters, right, that happen. And so with everything that's going on now, I don't know what to tell y'all. I sit back, I was just talking to my auntie the other day, and I told her, I said, I believe in God. I know that he is a powerful God. He's the God that we trust and we believe in. But I can't explain why this weather is happening the way that it is, and it's affecting so many people that are in a state where they can't afford, they can't afford to leave. They can't afford to go to a safe place in Louisiana and places, and people that are dealing with the natural disasters. It's like it's hitting those areas where people are already struggling, and it's like, I don't know, I can't explain that. So I'm just like baffled myself, y'all, of what's going on. And I asked myself, well, God, why is this happening? Why is Louisiana getting hit like they are, back-to-back hurricanes and disastrous things that are happening to them and to the people that are over there, and they can't afford to leave. So I don't know. I can't explain that. I don't know if anybody else can explain it, can help me to understand. Then drop it into the feed of the video. Give us some advice and give us some direction as to why this is happening. And what do we tell people in this situation? Keep trusting in God. We know we're going to say that. Keep trusting in God. But when you have natural disasters that are happening like this back to back, and people that are already struggling seems to be the ones that are hit hardest, hit the most. And it's like, how do you explain to them, keep having faith, keep trusting in God, keep knowing that, God is going to provide. And when you see these things on TV. So the only thing I can tell you is at the end of this day, at the end of this video, is to really, I'm just going to say, keep trusting God. Keep believing that no matter what you go through, that God is there. I know there's going to be some people that's going to lose faith in regards to, all the natural disasters that's going on. That's going to look at it and say, well, how could God let this happen? How can I be in this situation? I'm just going to say, keep trusting God. That's at the end of the day, that's all I can say. I mean, I've dealt with wasn't natural disasters in that way, but to me, it felt like a natural disaster, not being able to find work for months at a time, or, not knowing if my bills are going to get paid, and, being in those tough situations of having a car repossessed, and, and it's like you're struggling, you're trying to raise kids, and you go through a divorce. Me going through my divorce, I should say, being in a domestic violence marriage and coming out of that, and you got to struggle to try to get yourself back together emotionally, mentally, psychologically. Then you're trying to raise children, and in the process of everything that I'm going through. So I've dealt with my own, I guess I want to say, personal disasters, right? That I feel like is a disaster. And even through that, I still continue to trust God. Never doubted him. I questioned, hey, why is this happening to me? But never in a way of saying I'm not going to believe him anymore. I'm just stepping away from him. Having my thoughts, we're all going to have those thoughts as to, well, why is this happening to me? Why would you let this happen to me? We always all are going to have those thoughts at some point, okay? Even a pastor could have that thought. Why would this happen? It doesn't mean that you're going to walk away from your beliefs, and not have faith anymore. It's just natural. We're human. We're going to question things that happen to us. But I'm just going to say, in the process of this, to just continue to trust God, continue to believe in him, find some scriptures that you can meditate on, pray on, that will help you through difficult times like what we're experiencing right now, or when we're asking ourselves, what's going on, and how do we get through this, and how do we deal with these things? It's like I said, we all are going to deal with our personal disasters or our personal crises that we're going to deal with, but we got to hold true to trusting and believing in God, that he has the answers, that he is going to provide, even in times when we don't even understand, like what we're going through right now. There's millions of us that don't even understand what we're going through right now. We have no idea why we're experiencing the things that we're experiencing. But we have to keep our faith, keep trusting and believing in God. If you don't believe in God, believe in whatever higher power you believe in. But believe in something, right? Believe that it's going to make a difference, that it's going to change of what we're going through, what we're seeing and experiencing right now. These things that we're going through right now, some of us at our age, I'm 54 years old, I've never experienced this type of disasters that are happening in the way that they're happening, and as many as they're happening at multiple times throughout the years. Like I was saying before, for those of you that are just joining in, I shared some information before of the state that I lived in Wisconsin, and just how the weather has made a huge difference through the years. This is not just happening just now. This climate control has been going on, or crisis that we're in has been going on for years. But if you look back into your own state, look at the different changes of the weather that you've been experiencing over time. So what we're seeing now is the result of it not being taken care of many, many years ago, right? Because like I said, I mentioned about the snow disaster. Anytime there's almost 100 inches of snow that fall, and the winter isn't even over with, and you get that much snow and it shuts down the airport, you in a disastrous situation with snow. And that's what we experienced in Wisconsin. So I just want to leave you guys with these positive words of encouragement. Is, like I said before, is to continue. Oh, a bug is out here. Oh, sorry about that. Y'all know I don't like bugs. I think that was a bee. But just continue to stay faithful to God. Continue to read his words. Find some scriptures that will help you to stay motivated, stay encouraged, to keep the faith. This is a challenging time that we're in right now. It's a time where we don't know what's going on. We don't know what state is going to get hit with another natural disaster that's going to cause it. It's been the fires in California, fires in Arizona, the hot temperatures increasing. It's been a lot going on. So the only thing we can do is continue to keep praying and asking God to touch the heart of the people that are in control, the ones that are making the decisions, for them to really start to look at this climate control as really being an issue, right? These climate crises that we're going through, to be able to make the changes that need to be made. Us talking to amongst ourselves is not helping, we got to start praying. And even if we are praying, I'm just saying, just pray, maybe be a little bit more specific in what we're praying for, but keep praying and trusting that God is going to do what he needs to do in order to make this situation change, right? In order to help the people that are struggling, that are being more affected by the natural disasters, which are people that cannot afford to leave. I mean, it hurts my heart to see these not commercials, but to see these articles on the news, or, these broadcasts on the news where people are saying, I want to leave, but I can't go. That's hard. That's hard for me to hear that. I know that's hard for you guys too, to hear that, to know that they're struggling in that way, that they can't even leave and go to safety. And it makes you wonder, like, God, why is this happening to these people over and over and over? We don't know the answer to that, but we have to stay and trust and believe that God knows what he's doing. And if you haven't read the book of Revelations, I'm going to suggest that you read the book of Revelations. It talks about it. We are I believe, now I'm starting to believe with so much that's going on. I've heard people say we're in the end times. I'm really, really starting to believe we are in the end times, y'all. So we really, really got to stay prayerful. We got to continue to trust and believe God. We just got to keep our faith going, continue to keep trusting him, read those scriptures, put some scriptures up on the wall or whatever you need to do to stay meditated on them, to pray on them, and just continue to keep a listening ear, because God is always talking. But our question is, are we always listening? And my mom used to say this when I was growing up, God is always talking, but are we listening? So we got to be more in tune to what God is telling us about what's going on in the world, right? He's talking to us, but we got to be prepared to listen, to hear what he said. Even if we don't want to hear it, we still got to be able to listen, right? It's like a parent is talking to their kid about, well, when I pass away, I'm going to leave my will. And the kid is like, I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear that. I don't want to think about you passing away. We got to be in tune. How are we going to ever have that conversation with our child if they don't want to hear it, right? My kids always tell me that, Mom, I don't want to talk about no will. I did the same thing with my mom, but at some point I had to listen. Even if it was difficult, I still had to listen. So what I'm telling you all right now, what we're going through right now, God is talking to us, and it may be difficult for us to hear what he's telling us, but we got to be open. We got to be open to hear what God is saying, right? And have a heart to hear and act on what he's telling us to do. So that's all I got for you guys this morning. But I thank you all for joining in this morning. Join me tomorrow. And we're going to have another video. We're going to do this till the end of September. We're just going to have these conversations, these talks in the morning. And I hope that they're encouraging, that they're inspiring, that they're empowering to you when we have these conversations in the morning. Okay, so meet me tomorrow morning at 7. And with that being said, you guys have a great rest of your day. Peace. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye.